Hey guys, welcome back to our channel and welcome back to another update on our RV renovation for our Class C RV.
This week we talk about everything that we got painted, what we're going to be doing to painting the drawers and cabinet doors, and give you a little bit of a background view of our shop.
So let's go, week 3.
Let's go.
So this week we have painted every square inch of our RV from front to back. So all the way from our front cab, all the way to our back wall, you know, every square inch has been painted.
Yeah, you guys have seen basically that front living area with the kitchen that was done. So we continued working kind of through the hallway where the bunks are, where the bathroom is across from the bunks, and then the master bedroom, which has 2 windows, and kind of that big cabinet area for clothes.
Mm-hmm.
All of that has been painted. Up on the top, we did the dark ash color. We do have a little bit of touch-up we need to do. Spraying the dark ash kind of did create some overspray on the white. I kind of expected it. I had never done really that 2-tone spray before, so I didn't quite know the best way to do it. I think going back over it, I would do the dark first, purely due to the fact that the angles the dark paint needed to be sprayed in was much more complicated than a wall. So I would recommend, if anybody else is doing this, do your harder angles where you're upside down or you're sideways, and then come back and finish the big open wall space. I think you would have less problems. I'm not sure, but we're going to have to go back and redo it, so I think that would be what I recommend.
Yeah, because it was a little bit tricky, and you needed
Very
extra
tricky.
hands this week. We actually brought our oldest son in, Keegan. He ended up having a helpful hand with it because, you know, we needed to hold the shield and another piece of cardboard to kind of block that spray in some of those harder angles, and it was very tricky.
It was. I mean, and there's and you'll see this too. One wall where I don't think I sanded it down completely. So where we had put a bunch of white paint and taped it off to keep some of the dark paint off, when we removed the tape, it just took almost the entire wall of
the
paint with it. So that will be completely resanded down. We'll prime it again and then do another layer of white paint over it. A little bit of a pain, but I think it'll be worth it for it. We want just the right result out of that, so that will help.
Yeah, because we had talked about going back over it with a brush, but when you look at areas where you brush versus spray, the texture is completely different.
Yeah.
And especially on a wide base like that, where it's a bit of a wall space, you're going to notice the difference. And so we just said, you know what? We learned our lesson. You really got to sand down those walls and those cabinets. And, you know, in light of being transparent with you guys,
We're trying.
We're trying. We're not professionals at this.
Not at all.
You know, so we are learning along the way, and we hope that you'll be able to take away some of the tips and tricks from our mistakes and what we're doing, you know, to be able to recreate that for yourself.
Yeah, but so moving forward, it's going to be the cabinets. You can see they're taped up so we can spray them. Next week, you'll actually see us going over that. During that time, I also want to give you guys more information about the sprayer we're using. I tried to do a video in the RV of the sprayer. 2 things. One is I didn't want to bring any camera near live spraying because we just don't have the equipment to cover it, and if we got paint on a camera, it just wasn't going to be happy.
No.
Where with the cabinets, we'll be outside in our driveway painting those. There'll be lots of fresh air, so we'll probably have better video on that. And then 2, I want to show you kind of how the sprayer works. If anybody has questions about that method over painting, like with a brush or a roller, so we'll go over some of those in that video.
So a lot of our work was done at the beginning of the week, and we ended up deciding to take Aurora back to our storage facility for the rest of the week. We did as much as we could, painting-wise, getting it as much done as possible. And so we didn't feel that, since we live in a subdivision, we didn't feel that storing her here for the rest of the week and through the weekend was beneficial to anybody. So we decided to take her back to storage until next week, when we're going to pull out that paint to fix all of those touch-ups and such. So
also, we kind of needed a mental break. I mean, with it here, it's great having it because it's easy to work on, but you just always feel like, oh, I need to be out there working on the RV, and and it was like, you know, we've got a lot going on this week for work and other reasons. So let's take her back. We do have enough we can work on without her actually sitting right here.
Right.
So let's get the mental break, the mental space. We can clean everything up. The garage and the shop we're in now got destroyed with her out there because it was running in, grabbing something, setting something down. I think it took me about 2 hours to kind of get everything cleaned up and back to normal, and it still needs effort.
Yeah, because really all we did was it was like a Chinese fire drill. Just whatever you could get out of the RV, get out in the shop, and the garage became the dumping zone for that. So this weekend we're taking the time to, or we've taken the time to really clean up and reorganize, especially now that we can. And taking a break is okay. We've had to tell ourselves it's okay to take a break.
We're trying to get it done by a trip we want to do in December. Someone has asked us to meet them for Thanksgiving. We don't need to be in the RV by then. We don't want to lose traction. I think that the main goal of what we're trying to do is we do want to get it completed because we don't want this lingering project. And we really do want to see the finished results. But at the same time, we're not trying to rush through it. Like with the painting, I could rush through it and throw a quick brush in and paint them, but it's I don't need to. I don't really have a deadline. I really would like a high quality result at the end. And it's hard to just tell yourself, okay, we don't have a deadline. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay if it takes another hour or so.
And to be perfectly honest, it's been here for the last 2 to 3 weeks anyway with us doing constant work on it. So it's okay to take a break and do some of these minor projects that have to get done anyway. So, so you'll see Aurora, which is our RV. I don't know if we formally introduced her as Aurora, have we?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So,
we do call her Aurora.
Our RV's name is Aurora. We're kind of a Disney family, and Aurora ties back to some of our family friends in Colorado and such. So we felt that was the name that we needed to do for her. But she'll be back. And she'll be back probably later this next week. So by next week's video, she should be back here, and we'll be back in her. Yes. So our next steps are going to be floors. So getting our flooring in, and we have a floor picked out. It's just a matter of knowing the square footage and how much to get, and
measuring it, going to Home Depot, buying enough boxes of it. We're just doing
a
snap together floating vinyl floor.
But so after the floors go in, then the couch will be able to go in, and then things will just start rolling from there. So stay tuned on all of that.
Soon after that is going to be work on the countertops. We have not selected a countertop yet. We know what look we're going for. We don't know if we're going to have to hand make them, if we can buy them maybe at IKEA or somewhere else where we can buy some sort of butcher block pre-made that then we just have to cut. Don't know. So when we figure that out, we'll let you know.
Again, a whole nother video just on countertops. So stay tuned for that as well.
All right. Well, I think that's all we have for them this week.
Yep. So again, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to get our weekly updates on our RV renovation and any other videos that we may post throughout the week. Be sure to come and check us out on Instagram and Facebook at Living Past Tomorrow, and we will see you